Okay, again, I'm back again. Hello to all the viewers. I am just told by the principal of Jwala Devi Saraswati Shishu Mandir Inter College Allahabad that I may take some more time. So I really love to talk on the subject. So let me see if there are people who have to ask something. If they do not ask something, I will presume some questions which generally are the questions in the minds of people who learn English. And then I would try to answer. Since I've been, teaching this subject to Indian students, and I have come across the situation where when they started learning English in their primitive years in their schools, these students were scolded by their teachers for any small mistake. This is an experience of my personal life as well. When we are small children and we begin to speak a language, a new language, which is naturally not the mother tongue, it is a new language. So for us, it is a second language. And English for Indian students is a second language. So when you begin to learn a second language, it is like begin to loving your stepmother. Your first language or your mother tongue is like your own mother. So it is, obviously liked by everyone. Everyone loves the mother tongue. But when we are learning a second language, we have to be extra careful to develop that kind of relationship which a stepmother also has to take care of. So, an English teacher has to always bear in the mind that you are not a natural mother to the children whom you are treating. And I humbly request to this generation, new generation, if you ever become a teacher in a formal or an informal way, do not try to scare the learner away. मैं थोड़ा हिंदी में भी रिपीट करना चाहूँगी क्योंकि जो मैं बोल रही हूँ वो मेरे मन के बहुत करीब है और मैं बहुत स्ट्रांगली ये बताना चाह रही हूँ, स्ट्रांगली ये कन्वे करना चाह रही हूँ कि बहुत से बच्चे जब छोटी क्लासेस में पहली बार अंग्रेजी सीख रहे होते हैं तो उन्हें इंग्लिश टीचर से बड़ा डर लगता है. ये डर का माहौल क्रिएट करना बंद कर दें टीचर्स. And there is somebody, Shahanan Akhtar, who is from Bangladesh, who has just, texted something. Yes, I can understand you that in Bangladesh as well, when you begin to learn English for the first time, your Bengali language is your mother, like your mother. But English is definitely a second mother. And it is difficult to love your second mother. Here, there should be an effort from the mother, the second mother, as well as the child to create that bonding. And in case of language learning, how will it be done? Is that the English teacher should not impose upon the new learner the hard and fast rules of grammar. Because grammar is one thing which scares you away during the learning phase. Right? So how does it scare? I also compare it with, this mother and second mother thing. It could be compared. There is another analogy where if you are to learn how to drive a car or how to ride a bike, in the beginning, if I teach you all the technology behind the brake, how the brakes operate, how the accelerator works, and what is the what is the technology behind it, and if a small nut bolt or somewhere something goes wrong, how can you skid or slip. If I go into the details of the manufacturing details of a car or a bike and then ask you to ride, you will never be able to ride, because then you will be so scared. Oh my God, what will happen if I miss out somewhere? So what happens for any new rider, bicycle rider, or any new car, a learner of car driving? We do not go into the detailed explanation of the mechanical part of the car or the bike. We just want you to use it, to learn driving. You hold the brake and push it forward, or hold the clutch and change the gear. That is what we say, and that is training them how to ride or how to drive. When the person becomes well versed in driving, they begin to drive very smoothly. Then they are known as good drivers. They can drive well. But in later part, if they learn even the inner mechanics of how the brakes or how the accelerators work, perhaps it will make them a better driver. But to begin with, it at the initial place, if we make it mandatory that no, unless you understand the whole mechanics behind, the hydromechanics behind any bike or any car, you cannot drive it, the person perhaps will be discouraged to learn. Right? We know a lot of people who are not technologically sound, who don't know any mechanics, or they haven't done BTech or MTech, but they drive good cars. Right? Likewise in language. अगर आपको लैंग्वेज यूज करना है, लैंग्वेज को ड्राइव करना है, तो लैंग्वेज की छोटी छोटी टेक्नोलॉजिकल डिटेल्स जिसको एक ग्रामरियन को मालूम होना चाहिए, जो एक लिंग्विस्ट को मालूम होना चाहिए, वो आपको भी मालूम हो जरूरी नहीं. आप तो केवल उस लैंग्वेज का इस्तेमाल करना चाहते हैं to transfer ideas, right? So you just have to transfer ideas. One, at a later part, perhaps you can go for learning the grammar part. For example, एक छोटा बच्चा है, वो अपने बचपन से अपने चारों तरफ बंगाली सुनता है कान से, लगातार बंगाली सुनता है. 3 years की एज में वो कोशिश करके बोलता है माँ बाबा, और जब बोलता है तो हम ताली बजाते हैं, खुश होते हैं, अप्रिशिएट करते हैं, और फिर वो कोशिश करता है सेंटेंस बोलना, फ्रॉम वन वर्ड टू सेंटेंस, बिकॉज उसे फीडबैक के रूप में एनकरेजमेंट मिल रहा है. ये है नेचुरल वे ऑफ लर्निंग अ लैंग्वेज. वो बच्चा अगर इंग्लिश सीखने के लिए आया स्कूल में, फर्स्ट टाइम वो लैंग्वेज बोलता नहीं है, बिकॉज उसने बहुत सारा सुना नहीं है. आसपास तो मदर टंग सुन रहा था. He has not heard lot of English. How can he speak? Because scientifically it is proven that at least 30 repetitions of a word on the ears will make it a permanent part in your memory. So if I listen apple, and then I see an apple, and then I draw an apple, and then I go and buy an apple, and then I have lot of apples around me, apple, 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 30 different ways of apple, then this word apple will become a permanent part of my vocabulary. Right? So that means repetitions of that words of that language is very important. Listening is very important. Unless a child listens, the child cannot speak. And that is why we see that all those who are deaf are also dumb. They are dumb because they haven't heard anything. When we go and get their throat checked, we find it is all right. But since they could not listen, they could not speak. So here I want to convince my point that to be able to speak, it is very necessary to be able to listen, and listen a lot, not listen once, not twice, listen a lot. Then and then only you will be able to speak those words. This is one thing. Second point I wanted to make is when a young boy is, learning English, he's being encouraged. But in a class, when a boy speaks English, we make fun of him. We ridicule. There is peer pressure. Teacher scolds. Oh, you haven't pronounced it well. ऐसे नहीं होता, ये नहीं बोलना है, ये प्रोनाउंसिएशन नहीं है. Has क्यों बोला? Have been क्यों नहीं बोला? If we discourage the students by criticizing them, by scolding them, how do we expect them to love this language? How many of the students love their English teachers? I'm sorry to see that most of the students love their drawing teacher. Most of the students love their music teacher. They love their storytelling teacher. But they're afraid of their English teacher. They're afraid of their maths teacher. That means there is something wrong with this teacher. I am myself an English teacher, but I feel really sorry to see that most of the English teachers have not been able to carve a place in the hearts of their students. Begin to love these students and begin to appreciate their fumbling. Begin to appreciate their attempt to speak words. If they speak wrongly, don't make fun. This is, after all, a foreign language for them. This is, after all, a second language for them. So make it a point that you do not scold them. Ensure with other students also not to make fun if somebody is trying to speak in the second language. This is the greatest hurdle that comes around. Greatest hurdle. This adds to the psychological hatred, psychological fear against this language. And this psychological fear, this psychological hatred works all your life. वो बचपन का बच्चा जिसे अंग्रेजी की क्लास में ह्यूमिलिएट किया गया था, वो एडल्ट होने पर एक अधिकारी बनने के बाद भी जब भी अंग्रेजी बोलने की कोशिश करता है, उसे कंफर्टेबल नहीं लगता. उसके सामने कोई अंग्रेजी बोलता है, वो बहुत फील गुड नहीं करता है. वाई? क्योंकि बचपन में साइकोलॉजिकली हमने इस भाषा के प्रति प्यार नहीं पनपने दिया इस बच्चे के मन में. So we have to, as students, as teachers, we all have to remember that in order to learn a language, we should be allowed to listen that language. And today you have technology. So besides your real teacher, you have a lot of virtual teachers, you have a lot of online sites. Try to give your ears exposure of learning and attempt speaking. Right? This is very, very basic, but I have really felt it from my heart. I wanted to convey this, and so I requested the principal to give me some more time. I strongly feel that teachers of English will understand. Try to recall your own childhood days. Try to recall when some English teacher scolded you for making a little grammatical mistake. Did you like it? Did you? I'm sure you did not. So don't do that to your students. Don't do that. Students also, I would ask you to begin to take the language only as a language, and don't take the language as a culture. Those who live in Bangladesh, retain your own culture. Those who live in UP, retain your culture. Don't shake off your roots, your culture and your civilization, your culture and your roots are base of your growth. You can learn a lot of languages, but you have to retain your own roots, own culture and own civilization. So whenever you come across English and you want to learn English, never think of what you have read about the English people, the people who belonged to England, and what they have done to our Indian history. Because if we read that, at the back of the mind, we have certain kind of rejection. We have certain kind of hatred towards these people who speak this language or who spoke this language. But for that matter, I again and again request that let us take English only as a language, not as a culture, right? And also remember that the Indian subcontinent, the South Asian countries, make a larger portion of the world which speaks English today well, better than many native speakers. So be proud, take it as your own language, a language in which your own people have created huge literatures, big literatures. So this language no more belongs to any one community. It doesn't belong to any one country. It belongs to you. It belongs to me. With that, I finish this video, but I would truly request and appreciate if you follow this and ask me if you really want to improve something. With that, goodbye, take care.